All right, YouTube. I am live with you today, right now. I'm getting ready also live on Facebook. The reason I'm choosing you first is because I want to share with some people before I get started. But today is Tuesday. I know we're a little late, but I've been studying due to the fact because I am getting ready to uh, take a test, right? So I don't want a day go by without me taking the time to sit in front of you guys and share some information that's been on my heart for the past few weeks. So with that being said, I want to make sure I share it with everybody that's a part of my live or my videos. So I told some friends that I was going to invite them, and that is what I'm going to do. So that is what I'm doing right here. So to get started the proper way before I go live, I want to make sure that I send that out to each and every person. All right, in my phone contact. So now everybody. With that being said, thank you for joining me on YouTube, and please share with your family and friends because I'm gonna discuss some things that I think is really need to be said. And you can ask questions here. I might can't see them, but I will go back and I will discuss them with you later if I need be. So uh, thank you once again. So what I'm trying to do, like I told you, is I'm trying to get my friends added in on YouTube. Not unless you want to join me on Facebook, because I'm definitely gonna go live there in a few minutes. Okay. So while you're here with me, thank you. I'm going to definitely try to send it out to everybody. I'm gonna put it on my page to so people to see it and things like that. So if you got anybody that you want to share this live with, because what we're gonna be talking about is people driven or people pleasers or purpose driven, which is really a hectic conversation that people don't even understand what's going on with them. They don't really know if they're people pleasing or purpose driven, right? I'm gonna say this more than one time, so I just want to make sure that we cover it today, so that way we won't miss opportunity. My husband is with the kids because we're moving a little late, so don't get it that we don't think that we're not uh, doing it together. We just moved around a little late. Okay, so I want to make sure I cover some things so that way if he want to jump on, he can. He can come in here anytime he feel like it, and he will meet us here. So I am definitely live now. So come on and join me either on Facebook or on um, YouTube. I love my YouTube. They say my Facebook skips a lot, so I don't know. But I wanted to definitely share here and let people know that I'm here on YouTube as well. All right. Now, with that being said, thank you once again for joining us. And I will make sure that everything is being done in a timely fashion. So I'm gonna go ahead and go live on Facebook as well. All right. So I'm not gonna be monitoring YouTube. I just wanted to send it out to some friends to make sure they see what we are doing and things like that. So I do have notebooks around me and different things like that. So I want everybody to know that I am in my office at home working and doing different things. And each of you know that I do have children. So I am going to put some music on. So you might not, I can't see you on the YouTube, all right? You see, I'm choosing instrumentals right now. So as you can see, the topic is going to be people pleasers or purpose driven. So, and that's what I want to talk about today, because a lot of times we feel that we are God purpose driven, and we're actually people pleasing. All right. It matters what other people say to us. It matters how our life go about, and it shouldn't really, because what we should be more focused on is purpose driven, right? And where we're going at. So I know um my husband wanted to add other people in, but I want to do this one. We supposed to did it last week, and I don't want to miss today because definitely have a meeting tonight, and I don't want to miss my meeting or be late for that because I definitely been studying. Okay, so I'm gonna go live on Facebook, guys. 2 and 1. So now I'm in both places. Thank you, Facebook friends. I have already been live on YouTube for a few minutes. What I'm doing is I was sharing with some of the friends over there. I started with them first due to the fact because I want to share the YouTube video because I don't know how to share it off the Facebook as yet. But what we're going to definitely be talking about today is, are you people pleasing or are you purpose driven? I put that question out there. As you see, my husband is not here with me today, but it's still real talk. It's just real talk with Shanequa today. He might come in. He's outside right now with the children. He doing what he called honeydew list. It's some things that I need done. Since as you know, we getting some things done in the yard. Summer's right around the corner. Our wedding that we had planned for right now, almost 8-9 months, is right around the corner as well. As y'all know, it was a tornado on yesterday, but somebody called me, asked me, was I okay? Of course we're okay. We're covered by the blood, right? And that's what it's really, really about. So yes, we are live, baby. We are live. So with that being said, I didn't want to miss another Tuesday in reaching the people. Are we people pleasing? Are we purpose driven? The reason we want to talk about that is because sometimes we feel that we are purpose driven when we actually are people pleasing. All right. So there's so many people that have influence over our life, right? I'm gonna say influence. They come to you and they give you their opinion of what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, and we take that opinion to heart. And in actuality, on our mind, and we should be purpose driven. If we got an end goal in mind, and you know that some of the things you tie to will get you to the end goal, why don't you stay focused to the task at hand? Why don't you go all the way in at the task at hand? Why are we scared to let loose and be ourselves and just show who we really are in God? And don't be afraid to mention God in things that we do. There's so much negativity out here in the world today that a mention of God sometimes will tear those hard walls down that have been so up so long. But we're so afraid from being on our jobs and being in different locations. We're afraid to mention who have really brought us through certain situations or circumstances in our life. We're afraid to mention that it was the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, right? We're afraid to mention that because we're so more of people pleasing. I don't want to offend anybody. But I believe you me, the people on the other side are doing things. They don't care about offending you, right? They don't care about the words that spew out of their mouth. They don't care about the negativity that they say. But as soon as you mention something more than what you're supposed to, they're like, oh, you throw religious. First of all, I'm going to throw out there, I'm not religious, I'm righteous. I'm in right standing with God, right? And when you begin to understand that religious ain't nothing but a metaphor that people use to shut you down, then you continue to be shut down and close your mouth. But we don't want that. Don't allow people to control you. Don't allow people to say things to you that will close you down. Quit hearing what they're saying and stay focused on the task at hand, right? Because so many people do, like I'm telling you, have an opinion of what you should be doing from this different businesses or where your kids should go to school at or anything else that involves your family life because they're doing the way they want to do it. It's so much stuff that's going on out there today. From COVID-19, the different variants of the COVID-19, from wearing the mask, not wearing the mask, should you get shot, shouldn't you get the shot, who should be the president, who shouldn't be the president. I was speaking to my daughter this morning as we were reading the scriptures and we were going over certain things, and we're in the book of Ecclesiastes. She read the first 8 verses of chapter 8, I think. And it was even brought up the wartime where people cannot even get discharged from the military forces even during wartime. Because and what was so amazing about it is she brought it up last week. Like, Mom, remember I telling the guy that joined the services when he graduated a couple of years ago? I said, yes, but they won't let him out of the military. I said, no, it's wartime. You can't get out. But for her to read it in the Bible, I know it made a big difference because the book of Ecclesiastes is letting you know, as you know, Solomon wrote it, there's nothing new under the sun, right? There's nothing new that's going around in this world. Even from the COVID, it probably was something else in the Bible days, but there's nothing new in the ways of God and how things are really taking place. But if we don't even take the time to consider what is really going on in the world, right, we will be more of hearing what people are saying instead of what God is saying. It's staying on our purpose and our assignment. So many people say, oh, go get a degree. What if you don't want a degree, right? Why do you got to do what people say instead of understanding who you are and stay the task of your purpose? If you say, I got these dreams and goals, what are you doing to get those dreams and goals met? What is driving you to get those dreams and goals met? Why do we operate fear in some of the things that we get into? Me and my husband is really a part of something great, right? And we offer so many people to join us in what we're doing because it's really, really flourishing in a whole new level. And so many people do join us, but they're so afraid to stick with it because of what other people say or what other people's opinion is about it. And they know it's the best thing for them, or if they got to know and it hurt their feelings. Listen, you know how many no's we heard in life through the military, or you're not going to make it through the military, or somebody trying to put you out or put you down in life in general, because we have those ups and downs, those tunnels that's in and out, those mountains and those valley days. We have those failures that takes place in our life. At least we feel like a failure. No, I feel like it's a challenge that will not defeat me, right? Just because I failed at the one time don't mean I'm gonna keep failing at, right? I'm gonna keep going until I master what it is that I'm supposed to succeed at. And you know, some people say, well, what's the point? You know, the point is, why would you let something defeat you when you could go back and study and retry it again if that's what you want to do, right? Just because you ain't making it in their timeline or the timeline that man put you in, don't mean you're going to fail at the situation. That meant you need to go try it again. What am I missing? What am I skipping in the process of development? What I want to say is, and my daughter said what I want to share. She said I always say that, and I don't even catch it. But you know, we all have our filler words. And well, let me share this with you. That's what she said. I say all the time. We went walking this morning. Let me share this with you guys. You know, there's a time in our life that is a preparation phase. You know, sometimes people feel that we're where we at, and it only took a few years, probably 5 or 6 years. But if you notice in our life, my oldest daughter is 28, right? I joined the military when she was literally a baby, barely walking. And I'm now retired after 20 plus years. So the process of development that I have from leading people and sustaining in areas of my life ain't happened overnight. It ain't happened in 2 or 3 years. It ain't happened in areas. Those just did not happen right now. Okay? Overcoming things just didn't happen over the course of me flourishing in this new business. They just ain't happening. That's why you could take it and strive still past certain situations. Now, some people take no's harder than others. I ain't gonna tell you how your feelings don't matter. I'm the type of person that I can wear my feelings on my sleeve. Because, you know, in the military, you can't wear your feelings on your sleeve. You always hear certain things, but why not? I want people to see how I feel, how I was aggravated, right? That aggravated me on what you said. Why not be truthful with yourself and others around you, right? Who are they to say what you can and cannot do? So many people want to control other people, and you begin to people please them about your facial expressions and what you can wear and what you shouldn't wear, how your hair should look, that you don't even recognize who you are anymore because you're trying to be everybody else that everybody else wants you to be. And you really forgot the purpose and assignment and why you here. You never wrote it down what you really want to do. And by the time you do write it down, sometimes you feel it's too late. Your body done started deteriorating. Do I even got time to do some of the dreams and goals that I had when I was young? Do I got time to go out here and make these things happen? I want to retire at this age or stop doing things at this age. Do I really have time? Do I have the resources to do it? And when somebody offer you the resources, guess what you do? You get afraid because you out of your norm. And then you got somebody that just agree with you. That's that one time you say, man, I knew I shouldn't have did it. Right? Just one agreement with it. I knew I shouldn't have did it. I knew it was gonna be too hard. Instead of saying I'm gonna stick with this because I know it's good for me. I know it's gonna change my life and change my legacy and change my children's life and change everything about the things that goes on. You will change everything off of one person agreeing with you when you know that's not really what you want to do because they didn't agree with it. They don't have to agree with everything. We have our own audience that we relate to. Listen, if I want to lose 20 pounds, I can't do that in a day. It takes preparation for one. For one, I just can't go out there and walk 2 to 5 miles, and I haven't walked in 5 years, right? It's gonna take some repetition for me to get up to that level. You ain't gonna just go start running 20 miles to a 100-mile marathon because you ran 20 years ago. Am I correct? No. Now you got to prepare and be in preparation all over again. See, most of the time people want to skip the preparation phase. They don't want to prepare for anything. It's just like if you want to lose weight, you got to prepare your meals. You got to change the way you eat. The first preparation that really needs to take place for you to stick with it is in your mind. You got to see yourself doing it. You got to understand why you're doing it. For one, not because somebody offered it to you, but why do you want to do it? We sometimes forget our whys. Am I correct? And that's a big thing. Why are we doing what we're doing? Is it because somebody offered it to me? Or is it because I know it's going to change my life and this is where I'm supposed to be? I know this is where I'm supposed to be. I know this is the person I'm supposed to be with. I know that my children want a better life and need a better life. And this is what's going to help me go and do this. Sometimes we have our foot in so many different areas in our life. We have a foot over here. We have a foot over here. We have it. And we're never giving 100% of anything. We're giving 50-50, 25-25-25-25 to make 100. We have do everything that we got our hands to because we want to be a jack of all trades. Why do we do certain things? Do you ever consider why do you do certain things? What is your desire? We thrive off the praises of other people. We thrive off those things. And I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with it because everybody deserves the you did an amazing job or a pat on the back when you putting your all into something. But how do you see yourself? Who are you really competing against? Are you competing against the person to the left or right of you? Are you coveting what they have? Or are you competing against yourself and say, I know I can do better in this situation? Because most of the time, you know you can do better. You know you got something set in front of you to go and accomplish, but you don't do it. You take a step back and you decide like, I don't feel like it today. Maybe I want to sleep in today, but is sleeping in gonna get your dreams and goals accomplished? You got to make a decision in your own mind that you're gonna get up early. You're gonna start working out. You're gonna have a system routine down pat. See, and I got to talk about where I came from because I can't talk about nobody else's life or their routines or what they got going on, right? I can't talk about that. But in the military, with me being in the military, going through basic training, AIT, and different things that I did, especially as a combat MP, guess what? It's routines that the military had, right? If we had range week, we had to make sure we prepared for the range. We had to do weapons and maintenance shit. But every morning, we definitely had to get up and we had to have accountability. Who are you accountable to? Who do you hold yourself accountable to? See, most of the time when we operating on a job, you're accountable to the person that's going to pay you. But what about when it becomes your own career? And you feel that money just going to fall in your lap and everything else. And you're never holding yourself accountable to anybody. What about those things? Not even to yourself, you're not accountable. So first, the thing we need to do is be accountable. Find an accountability partner. Find somebody that you could be accountable to and stick with that person. Only the person I'm gonna tell you to be accountable to is the person that's gonna pull you up, not to put you down, not to try to change your mindset on what you want to do. Don't be accountable to people that want to pull you out of your dreams and goals. And when you get an accountable partner, find something that you're gonna stick with doing. Don't pull away from it. My accountability is to myself. I know what I want to do. I know that my main goal is to help people in every area. I told my husband one day last week, I said, I miss being a to people on a whole new level. I got a different platform that I'm ministering to people to. You get it? I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, and I'm literally developing in a whole different area. And the area that I'm developing is going to change their life in a whole different magnitude. And ministry is still a part of the magnitude that's going to change, but they got to see themselves doing it. But I got to have accountability partners. See, sometimes we want our accountability partners to be underneath us, but won't you challenge yourself to find somebody that's above you in certain areas of your life and reach those dreams and goals that you want to reach? I ain't telling you that we 100% cross the board perfect in every area. But if I know I want to be a wealthy, that's what I'm calling it, because I'm wealthy in a lot of areas of my life. But in finances, I want a certain amount of income in my life. I'm going to find those millionaires that I need to hang around. What do they do that I need to do to get to where they're going? And I can't jump the levels and prepare and say, oh, I'm going to do that right now. I can't go to a restaurant and spend $500 on a steak right now. I'm not at that level in my life. But it takes preparation to get there. So what are we doing to prepare ourselves to get where we want to go? What are we doing? So with the preparation, we got to first see it in our mind. The next step is information. Where are you receiving your information from? How is it affecting your life? What are you changing once you get that information? Are you laying out the information? Are you really reading it and taking in accountability? What is really taking place around you with the information that you receive? Are you going right back to that same person that will say, man, if I were you, I wouldn't do it? You rather please them because you don't want to lose them as a friend or somebody in your life. Some of the people in your life are just associates. You want to hear what they have to say, and sometimes it ain't really what you just want to hear it and work where their mindset is. Right? Some people in your life also tell you some fibs, and we know they're lies. That I ain't no such thing as a white lie or black, dark lies. They're just straight lies to me, right? They will lie to try to say they're above where they are to stay up to who you are, but you know it. You just hear them to make them feel good instead of calling them out on the lies, right? And sometimes you got to just be honest and say, listen, I know you ain't telling the truth, but I'm going to let you keep lying to yourself. Maybe you could convince yourself of that, but you can't convince me. Because, see, your life lines up to really where you are. People can see right through what you're saying, right? So you don't got to people please because they see through it anyway. They just waiting on you to tell the truth and ask for the help you need to win, right? And that's what it's really, really all about. Everybody wants to thrive in their life and leave a legacy for their children and their children's children. Everybody want a pat on the back. As y'all know, me and my husband is married. This year in May, we will be married for 10 years. We are hosting a wedding in July around my husband's birthday time, a week before his birthday, right? We never had a wedding. We got married in Korea. This is my side of the testimony. So maybe he don't like sharing it, but I can say about what I like. So we're going to have the wedding the week before his birthday. Together, we are a blended family. We have 10 children. I got bonus children, right? Sometimes we call the children that's been added to our life stepchildren. Why? Because the parents stepped into their life. But what magnitude did you change their life? Did you change it for the good or did you change it to the bad? Have you been honest with yourself? Sometimes you don't like kids. I'm telling you right now, sometimes I don't like my own kids because I ain't say I don't like them. I don't like their attitude and some of the things that they do, right? Everything a kid do ain't good. But how do we address certain things? Do we accept it? A lot of times people ain't going to agree with your course of actions when it comes to disciplinary with your children, especially when they become of a certain age. But let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you the way of how we do things is how we learn ourselves, hands-on experience, right? In the military, so you get a field grade Article 15, you get a company grade Article 15, and you get another Article 15, right? It's three phases. Sometimes it's 30 days, sometimes it's 14 days, and sometimes it's 45 days, and you got probations even after that. Why don't you try doing things differently when it comes to age and begin to take things from your children? You don't got to accept your kids going against the rules of your house. But if you don't prepare for certain things that's getting ready to go on, you would think it's just going to straight up happen. I'm on my fourth teenager in the house. The next one, my next daughter behind her is 9. So she's right around the verge of becoming, but she got a few years, right? But if we don't get the information that we need and prepare ourselves, guess what? We will feel that it's a straight up surprise. Some people say, man, I didn't know I was going to go through a divorce. Ain't no, a divorce is not a surprise, guys. You just ignored the signs and the warnings. And you didn't prepare yourself. You didn't brace yourself for impact. So when things begin to happen, guess what it do? It take you completely out. And you don't even know what happened. You begin to withdraw yourself from certain things, from friends and family. You begin to shut off everybody that really cares for you and really know how to handle things that you're going through because they've been through the process. But you shouldn't do it. Because the main people that you need to reach out to is the main people you withdraw from. Right? You rather go to the people that, if I were you, I'd do this, I'll go do this, and I'll do that. Instead of leaning and depending on the people that have been through it and say, you can make it through this. I've been there more than one time, right? So the thing is, we're on preparation. Prepare yourself. And I'm not going to tell you that life is going to go as planned how you see it. Sometimes we ask God for things, and the thing that you've been praying for years, Lord, I'm tired of working. I don't want to be on the job anymore. And God began to open up doors for you to be financially free, to begin to open up doors, to have another opportunity for you. Is the main thing you would drink. I'm going to go pray about it. I'm going to tell you, when you bring that to me, I got to go pray about it. God sent me because you've been praying, right? He sent me to stand in front of you. But you're rejecting what he's giving you. So go back to that 9-to-5 job that's robbing you of the quality and the work that you really are. Right? Because that's what's really, really taking place in your life. You don't know your worth. Right? So if you begin to take a look really at your life, and you begin to really take a look at what people say you're worth, or giving you really what you're not worth, you'll begin to say, okay, I was looking for validation. That's the third phase, validation. The reason you go to hear what people say, because you look to be validated on some areas of your life. And the main people you've been looking up to, if they don't validate what you're doing, you'll quit. But you know, inside of you, that's where you really want to be at. You want to thrive. You want to succeed. You got a goal and a vision. You got a why tied up in you. And you know the only way you're going to get there is what you're tied to. But you still give up. Because the person you're looking to be validated through, we're not validated. How can somebody validate something if they never sustain and they always quit what they try? How can somebody validate you if they're not where you're going at? How can somebody tell you to go through something if they've never been through anything but one breaking in their life? How can somebody tell you what a marriage should feel like if they've never been married? How can somebody tell you about a relationship if their relationships don't succeed? And that's from friendship, husband and wife, relationship with children, and they've never been through anything. How can they tell you? You look for validation through the wrong people. And you always want somebody to say something nice to you. Everything can't be nice when you need growth in your life. It can't be nice all the time, people. Because to grow, some pruning got to take place. Because you got to cut back bad things. And sometimes the very thing you cutting back from, it's growing off to the side. So think about it. Sometimes roses that I prune off my rose bush because I try to form it and make it the way I want it, for it won't roll over my sidewalk. I prune back some good roses. Guess what I do? I vase them up. I got many vases because my husband like to buy me little gifts in here and go give me some roses when he feel like a flowers or whatever. And it ain't just on the holidays, guys. He's an amazing man. Are we hunky-dory every day? No, we're not. But I know who God got for me in my life and why he's here, right? So until you begin to understand, because me and my husband is totally different, I'm telling you right now, I don't need validation from people. Only people I'm in competition with is me, right? I know I can do better than what I did last month or yesterday. I know I'm going out here and I'm going to win and I'm going to succeed. And I tell myself this, I win first in my mind, right? Until we understand where we win first at, we cannot win past the point that we're at. So that validation you seek and get it from the right people. Take the pruning back. Because just because something is growing, guess what? They're sucking the life out of you. Maybe if you cut that one thing off that's really growing and got a thick branch on it, if you cut it off, you see how much more you grow and thrive. Have you ever thought about that? Sometimes we got people in our life that's growing off who we are and they're anointed on our life instead of really understanding what God is doing in our life, right? So it's really, really amazing. Y'all, my partner's came. He's here.
Well, I had to crash the party. Was good.
So we're talking about purpose-driven or men pleasers, right? And it's really amazing with some of the things that really go on in life that people think that they are purpose-driven, but they really men pleasing. They'll go out there and get validation from people, and really and they got a purpose and assignment. That one note will take them away, and because they come off their assignment. And they know that they're supposed to be right there with you, right?
Mm-hmm. Is that exactly correct? Because I've been into plenty of doors, knocked on them, and just told, hey, man, you know what? We really don't need your help. You know what I'm saying? So thank you very much. Not knowing exactly what you had in store for them, but they were quick to actually say no before they actually listened. So sometimes people just got to understand that listening sometimes it can help you in a whole grand of different ways, but a lot of people just don't want to listen. They'll listen to bull crap though. You know what I'm saying? You give some people some stuff, they be like, you know what? I just want to listen to this garbage.
And the reason they do that is because it makes their flesh feel good. If they got to grow a little bit and it takes them out of their norm,
right?
Oh my goodness.
So I call them the I don't know, the Dallas, the Atlanta housewife. I mean, I don't know where you state you in. I'm gonna call you them type of, those episodes. You know what I'm saying? A&E episodes.
I think it's really acting.
Yeah,
people act.
That'd be really like set up for y'all to just go there and lives be those type of people too. They feed off the negativity. Mm-hmm. You feel me? They want that negativity, and they want to hear somebody have a bad day or, life living bad and all of that. It's crazy. I mean, why so? Do really drama entices people to live a certain way?
Yeah.
Wow. I heard sometimes drama pushes people to move up or move down, but it depends on what type of person that you are. Do you allow that drama to keep you down?
Let me tell you, with people pleasers, sometimes people do allow drama to keep them down because they wait on other people, the wrong people, to give them validation. I was asking them like this: why do you think somebody, because they've been tied to your life, know your purpose and assignment, and as soon as they tell you, if I were you, I wouldn't be doing that. Okay. But you like doing what you're doing, and you will stop doing it because did it. I was letting them know about the rose bush we got in front and how we have to prune it back, and it got live roses, right? Yes. But I have to prune it back. Some of the branches are real thick, and they sucking the life off the main branch. That's sometimes people in your life, you got to prune it off.
Yeah, you have to prune every year. Then again, also, there's a lot of people that you got to prune back too.
That's the correlation I was saying.
Yeah, that's I know exactly what you're saying. Sometimes something for my folks, you know what I mean? They don't understand. But I'm just saying, sometimes you got to cut back on some people. I got a good friend named Mo, right? Mo and Mo Brown. Mo Brown is another gentleman that, Marlon Brown. He's in Flint with me. When we went to school, we went to Beecher High School together. His son's doing amazing right now. And he's always putting out that energy of saying, matter of fact, Synergy Records, man, is out there right now. Energy Beats, and you guys probably already heard of him, making dope beats. But he says a lot of people that come around you when when you're doing well, but when you wasn't doing well, they were looking for your downfall. The people that were just leeching onto you, giving you negative information, negative energy. Hey, man, you know what? I don't think that's going to work. Are you sure you guys are doing the right things? What about this? What about that? And he was like, man, listen, regardless of the situation, regardless of you people are talking negative about me, guess what? I know who you are, but then again, I'm still gonna help you. Mm-hmm. I'm still gonna lend a hand to you because it's the type of person that I am. You know what I'm saying? And that takes some maturity in a lot of things. Mm-hmm. But if you're sitting back and allowing these people to leech off of you, steal everything that you got, every time you do something, they did something 10 times better.
What we call
they got something coming.
The one upper.
The one up, folks. If you got, it's okay to be to compete, but to compare is different, guys. We're competing to make each other better, but comparing each other is kind of wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes competing, it depends on what it is. But if you're not there to help one another, the competing can be rubbed against wrong too. So what is your real motives in everything that you do? I don't think that we should be doing that. I think that
some
it's good
competition
to
is
some
healthy.
Competition, a lot of competition is healthy.
It pushes you to do better, and it challenges you to push yourself to greatness as well. But say for instance, a track meet. Yeah. They're running against each other. True. So it'll pull the greatness out of you. You're running a little harder. You're running a little faster. Because sometimes if you don't got nobody right there beside you, guess what? You get lazy, right? Well, I'm always in front. I'm always winning. But when you got somebody that shows up, that does way better than you, you're like, oh my God, let me get back on my grind, right? But sometimes when you come into the market of people that are always at 50% and never give their 100%, but they want you to give your 100% and look to them and help them and keep pulling them up, and they never putting their best foot forward, then what you do then? Yes. Why would I take all my energy and strength to try to pull somebody that's dead away? You giving 50% and I'm giving 110%. Either you're gonna make the decision in your mind, yes, to go ahead and prepare, because preparation, information, and validation is what we're talking about. Prepare yourself. Embrace what is really going to go on. Because if you never get prepared for what's really going to take place, how do you want the validation if you don't get the information right?
So we got, the thing is, are you preparing or repairing? Think about it, guys. If you don't prepare, guess what? You're going to be repairing. You're going to be trying to fix the problem that you got. And a lot of them are self-inflicted wounds. How many people that you've been told, hey man, listen, I understand this is a great idea, but did you guys analyze everything that you got? Because this is what I see. Not just coming with an actual issue, but an actual some type of solution to the issue. Because a lot of people think that you'll come to them with just an issue, but not having a solution.
If you notice what counselors do, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ever been to counseling, you'll sit there so long, they're gonna make you come up with your own solution on how to fix it.
Facts.
So you're really paying just to go lay in the chair to come up with your own solution. They're making you think past the box that you done put yourself in. If you ever been to counseling, that's exactly what they do. So then you tell yourself, why did I even come and pay all this money to hear myself think? The reason you paying is because you're looking for that validation to see if you're right. It's the right thing for me to do. Is this the right way I'm thinking? You see how that works? Facts. Should I do this? Because this is what I'm thinking I should do. Now, we right now in a stage of life that it's definitely a war going on. I don't care who out there thinking it ain't. It is. It's a war going on, right? Like I told you, my daughter read the book of Ecclesiastics this morning, and it said it won't let people out of the military even during wartime. And I told her, I said, no, you can't. But with things going on right now so heavy, and you could be a lifeline to help different people in different scenarios, especially the ones that's losing their family members, the ones that's over there stuck in. You'll never know how people feel if you never walk through it yourself. You'll never know a loss of a loved one if you never lost a loved one. You'll never know what a war zone feel like if you've never been to war.
So that's why I took it takes I ain't gonna lie, it took me a couple counselors to find out exactly which one best works for me. Because if you ain't never stepped a foot in a situation, how are you gonna be able to tell me anything? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that, that's like that. So, and a lot of people got different friends for different reasons. Think about it. Let's think real logically. Do you always talk to the same person every time? And if not, if that person may be the one that has a lot to say or great advice. But usually you'll have multiple friends that had different situations.
And that's just like listening to leaders, period.
Yeah.
You should have more than one mentor in your life. You get it? You got to be an all-around person. It's just like you go to church, right? The pastor don't preach every Sunday. They got different speakers coming to speak in your life, right? They got somebody, well, take your church to worship. Let's get it right. I take my church, because we are the church, and I go worship. They have different speakers to stand up. Because they don't want to be the only voice that dominates in your life or feeds you. So you should have different mentors in your life, right? To be an all-around person. That's called balance. We are so far off balance in our life. And I'm going to tell you right now, just for me, I was off balance till I met my husband. Because of how we was put in life with religious and not righteousness. My kids couldn't do sports. They had to be in church all day. Religious stuff was heavier than anything else, right?
So but you got a man balance. That wasn't religious?
Now it's balance, right? It's balance in my life that my kids could go out and you see things totally different. Yeah, you begin to see things totally different, right? And until you begin to understand what certain things are, especially when you're raised in church all your life and certain stipulations are put up, that's a traditional thing that you always done.
Man, I'm not saying that y'all ain't brought up, you know what I'm saying, but I noticed that it's a lot of people that's brought up in church, really, and that's not a bad thing, guys. Maybe it's just something that you guys never had that thing where you guys brought up in church, and then when someone states a certain thing that's in church that you guys are so hardly put all your heart into, just say, for instance, if somebody was to say, hey, you know what, you a minister in the church or whatever, got it, you they go by titles in the church, and if you don't call them a certain title, it can become a problem. Or if people say, hey, you know what, you gotta sit down, or whatever they call that. I don't know what they call that.
Go ahead.
Sitting down. What I'm saying is, I'm just trying to figure out like what. I mean, I know this is totally off podcast.
And I'm not gonna talk about it. I just want to know what the point.
Anyway, I just want to know why that affect certain, maybe because they work so hard at what they do. But okay, got it.
So with that being said, it's just like you in the military for 20 years and you don't want no problem to come up and say, hey man, right? So if you work hard at something, you're a sergeant first class. That's what you want to be addressed as, right? Sometimes that's what people do. That's their livelihood. So we got to be very cautious in certain things.
I got you.
So what we're talking about is being prepared, information and validation, right? So with that being said, in all areas we need to be balanced.
Right.
In every area, from relationships to the business that we operate in. If you're going to work on something, give it your all.
Right. True.
Don't say I'm going to do this, and next thing you know, because somebody asks you one little thing, you just quit. And if you say you're going to do something and you're accountable to somebody, don't leave that person hanging.
Right.
That's really major, right? If somebody calling you and you know you're a part of their team and you got something going on, why do we ignore certain things? Why we don't even reply back? Like it's like no accountability at all. We need to be people, men and women of our word, right? That's major, because if you call us, you're gonna want us to respond right then, right? I need to answer right now. You're supposed to be a leader, okay? And you're gonna be a leader one day, right? And you're gonna want responses back to you, right? When you got people following you, are you gonna do the same thing? Ignore their calls the same way, and then they're gonna say you're supposed to be a leader, and then you get mad when they fall off the books. Like, man, that's my money falling off the books, right? That's how you gonna feel. But thank God that me and my husband are retired veterans. Thank God that God already has set us up, and we helping people get to their financial goals and dreams in a whole different level, because we still got vision, and the vision is bigger than us, and the finances we bring in is not gonna meet the vision that God gave us. And it takes a team of people to help you. See, there's no I in team. Together, everyone achieves more. Even Jesus had 12 disciples.
Yeah, true indeed.
He still knew his assignment. Even God got the Trinity. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. It's still a Trinity.
Right.
So it got angels around him and got us worshiping. So let me tell you this. there's no way that you should be alone and think it's only one person and you what they call it, the army of one. I hate it when they say the army of one. They was trying to say one on one heartbeat, right? Yep. So when we begin to understand what things really mean, and you come in sync with the leaders that you surrounded with, or you in what we say tied to, things will begin to change in your life. If you take the advice that's really given to you, and I'm gonna tell you, self-development is amazing. That's from coming from church, reading your own scriptures at home, to still feeding your spirit man, to even operating in different businesses. You can't just focus on that person feeding you all the time.
Right.
You'll never grow. Put your all into something. 100% of you into something. If you want to learn something new, go to college.
But you know why that happens though when people do that? It's because the leaders never allow them to break away from the nest, so to speak.
Sometimes you try to push people out too early.
If they do so much for the person to the point where they're gonna feel that they're not needed. They can't do it by themselves, or they can't think by themselves. They can't research by themselves. And I remember a person used to always tell me, they'd be like, yo, the Bible is your friend, or the dictionary is your friend, or Google is your friend, or YouTube is basically your friend now these days. I'm talking about when it's come to research and trying to find things out and go search for that. Now, a lot of people will just be like, they lazy sometimes mindedly. They so handicapped to the point where nah, I'm just gonna let them do it. If you do it, they know that you're gonna do it. They're gonna be like, well, we're gonna play the game.
But guess what?
It can be with the kids. It could be you could be an adult. It don't matter who you are, adult, kid.
And that's a society in the United States. I'm gonna call that. That's us. It's society in the United States. You so lazy minded because everything is handed to you on a silver platter. Any business can flourish if you just put your hand and mind to it.
Right.
The people from third world countries come over here to get the education that we so carelessly breeze through. Yeah. Oh, I don't want that. Oh man, that's too easy. You need to pay me more than that. They come over and work hard, and you mad because they taking over different companies and different businesses because you don't want to put nothing in it because you want somebody to just hand it to you.
Right.
You only got to give 25% effort. 25. Yeah. Why? Because the United States is already a free country. Then God did 25. Where's your 25? I'm gonna tell you, you gotta get 10%.
Some people don't want to get that 10%.
They don't even want to get that. They want it to be literally handed to you.
I swear.
They gave me stimulus for the last 2 years.
I was about to say, listen, guys.
Oh my God.
If you guys knew what you can do with your money is beyond me. Check it out. I know people be getting big checks on income tax, right? They be like, yeah, I got this and that. And it be gone 3 months. It's hilarious. It's funny. I'm like, dog, do you not know what you could have did with $10,000 of your money? Or $5,000 of your money. Do you not know that little bit of money? Do you know what you could have did with that? You could have owned your business. You could have actually started the company that you wanted to start for a little or nothing. And then on top of that, you could have invested it in a certain way. If you wanted to get a food truck, guess what? You could have been saving to get the food truck in the right way. Got the food truck, started out. But some people like, nah, I don't even want to, do this and that. Because I gotta save for enough money. They got money gonna be gone. They gonna buy.
They rather go borrow the money and then don't pay their bill.
Yeah, borrow the money, go file bankruptcy. I mean, people are too young to be doing that crazy stuff. Like, what are y'all doing?
And why do you create a bill?
It's bananas.
My thing is, why do people create a bill and then they don't want to pay it? And then they got debt stacked up on debt.
That's called righteousness.
Now, my thing is, sometimes companies do try to get over. I ain't gonna get you wrong. And that's where lawyers come into play at.
Yes. I'm
gonna tell you that right now. I had a daughter that went to college, a hurricane came through, and the company still trying to charge her for a dorm. She never moved in.
Never even touched ground.
Never even touched. Got the keys never went because they moved her
out. And they were still saying,
no. And no, you're gonna pay because you signed the contract. She never ever lived there, never went back or anything else.
Thank you for lawyers though.
But so I ain't gonna tell you that everybody right. But my thing is, why did you go out there and get this new vehicle and you feel you shouldn't pay for it? Because you didn't take care of it the whole whatever how many years you financed it, never paid it off, and then next thing you know it's raggedy, you don't want to pay for it. Why you go move in an apartment you know you were living above your means? Why you go rent furniture? What is that, renter center crap? I heard about that way. It's real crazy.
Stop it.
Oh my God, paying $25 a month, knowing you gonna sit on that front by 25 years, it's gonna be gone.
Listen.
You'll never pay it off.
Guys, listen. I remember when I was a young guy just getting an apartment. I went to the PX. I had like duffel bags for couches. Guys, I just had to start from the bottom. Got an air mattress. You got to start from the bottom. No baseboard, none of that stuff, guys. Listen, had a TV, a VCR, DVD player, actually.
The people these days want stuff brand new. Listen, I used to go get the stuff that people say they didn't want. You see it on side of the road, look like nice furniture. I used to go,
go to Facebook.
I'm going to put it in my house.
Get on Facebook and buy the stuff that they're selling on.
Sometimes they say free.
Sometimes it's free.
They say free, right?
So if you guys are out there living beyond if your car is more than you make a year, you is wrong. That's the number one thing.
If you don't even own a house, but you got a car with rims.
Listen, I would buy a used car about you guys. I'll buy a used car about you guys. You know what I'm saying? And not have to worry about that. And guess what? When you make a certain amount of money, then you can do that. Guys.
You still go buy a used car. Because it depreciates soon as you run off the lot.
Yes. And used cars now these days, I got you. Got it. You can go to these one lots that they got. Take a mechanic with you. Make sure the car is good. Boom. You might spend about $300 or $400 on the vehicle, but it's $300 or $400 on the vehicle, not thousands of dollars. Because if God forbid, if you lose your job, you can't afford it. And plus, if the car is more than you make a year, just hang it up, guys. $20,000, $30,000 cars that people don't even make their people. And it's kind of terrible. Can't even make $30,000 a year. They're barely
in the United States of America.
In the United States of America. I mean, I think that we have.
And you offer them the help, but they're so lazy in their mind.
They want you to co-sign.
No, I'm talking about you offer them the help. They're so lazy in their mind, they don't want to accept the help because they feel that you should give it to them.
Guys.
Because they see you succeeding. I got somebody that like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and don't got nothing set up. I'm like, okay. Sometimes you got to just say, okay. If that's where you see yourself, how do you see yourself? How do you view yourself? Are you prepared? Do you got the right information? And do you need validation?
I said it before. When are you guys going to be sick and tired of being sick and tired, man? And you can't say, because when we was in the army, we weren't getting paid like that, bruh. Everybody in the military know. You can point them out. They lying to you if they saying they was getting paid. They wasn't. They were getting deployed.
I don't think they say they were getting paid. People assume.
They assume that. They weren't getting paid. And I swear.
You were getting paid, but you didn't get paid what people thought.
No, you just couldn't spend the money because you was always gone and doing something
else. No, you didn't get paid what people thought. No, but what they didn't understand was the medical and the dental was already covered for us because we was part of the government, right?
If you do it, that's the only thing that's good about it is for your family to get medical and dental, basically. And you barely gonna see them because you're gonna be gone. Trust me, I tell you.
So with that being said, what I'm saying is prepare your mind. The right information. You can't go run a marathon in one day.
Nah.
Like I told you, me and my husband was part of the military. So some of the things that we do is to sustain from the inside of us to how to be a leader, how to lead a team. It just didn't happen overnight. Yeah. But if you've been at a job that's only been you working and taking orders from a boss, allow somebody like us to help you develop into leading.
Yes.
We train leaders, guys.
Listen.
That's our job. We train leaders. And sometimes we're a little harder than what you think. Sometimes because we want greatness for you.
Yeah.
We don't want to handicap you. Show you just because you in the 50s and 60s don't mean you can't be taught something. Open up your heart and your mind. You was a leader. You was a leader over your children, but you was so used to giving orders that you never took the time to develop.
Now we nurture the weak, but we push the strong. So
you never took time to develop.
We're gonna tell you the truth.
Whoever it is. So right now, even with the kids that we got grown to move out, they call back for mentorship. Right? And they got mentorship around them, but they call back to make sure and they look for that validation with us. Would you do this? And we don't got to say, well, whatever you want to do, but I'll give you my advice, but you don't have to do what I want you to do.
You know why everybody love grandmothers? I'm gonna tell you the reason why people say, man, I miss my grandma. I miss my grandmother so much. You know why? Because your grandma always was hard, but fair. They the main ones that will love on you, kiss you, and bring the switch out the same time. Listen, guys, that's that old school loving that people need now these days. Because they've so been given trophies so much to the point of not doing anything. Everything is handed to them. Everything is so simple now these days. Back then we didn't have Wi-Fi. Back then we had nothing. If the internet went out, no, if we didn't have cable. You know what I mean? If mama said no TV, or if the TV was broken, you was reading a book. All right. Why you think the human beatbox came out? If the radio was not there, the man had to make music with his lips in order to get the music going. But y'all don't really understand the real truth about things. Listen, guys, it's like this. If you want to change, have your life changed in a whole different spectrum, you know what I mean? Get with us, man. Listen, we some good people, but we here to help people. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't ready to get help, don't even call.
Well, with that being said, we thank you for joining us. We do have to go because we have a meeting here in a few minutes.
Yes.
When you got your mindset changed, and you living in a life that you look up to people, things begin to change like never before. So you got to get in the element and then get in an area that you're uncomfortable. But just because you're uncomfortable don't mean it's bad for you. We thank God for each of you joining us. We thank God for just for the preparation, just for the information, and just for the validation that the people, the right type of people in your life is going to give you. We thank God for each of you. Before I let you go, I don't ever want you to leave without inviting you to Christ. And we don't ever want you to leave without understanding who we really are. This is Real Talk with Melvin Shanequa Wilson. We're going to say some things that probably push you to the very verge of like, man, why do I listen to them? But it's right? I need this from them, but I don't know why I listen to them, because every time we come on, we're going to bring something. And what my desire is to bring you out of the shell, to make you think, who is a part of your life? Who are you really listening to? Are you a people pleaser, or are you a purpose-driven person? Are you a destiny-driven person? What is your routine every time you wake up? Do you even have a routine? Is your routine to get up there and look at gossip on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter? Or you get up and you study, you read, you go walking and you exercise and stay in a healthy situation? Do you prepare your mind for what's going to come? Preparation, right? Do you outline your day? Why put off tomorrow what you can do today? The pile up work. Start doing something different. Prepare yourself for what's getting ready to come. We're in a world that have doors open, and we're in a world that also is in a wartime right now. Right. So let's help other people, guys. It ain't just about us. It's about me, my 4, and no more. Me, my 8, me, my 10, and no more. It's about people around us. Let's help. God give you things to help other people, but you are so afraid to share what God gave you. What if God take it away from you and don't nobody help you?
You know the reason why they do that? It's because if they help somebody else, they're afraid that they're gonna do better than what they're doing.
Just walking in fear.
And that means that
we gotta meet
if that's the case, that means that you in the wrong business doing the wrong things. You need to get with the right business, baby.
So we thank God for each of you. We thank Lord Father in the name of Jesus. We thank you once again for another Lord's Day. We thank you for allowing us to be in front of your people. We thank you for the ones that joined us, the ones that's going to come back and even look at the video. Holy Spirit, as you begin to minister to them right in the area they're at, we ask you to prepare their heart and mind to receive the word of God in a special way, in a unique way, with Real Talk with Melvin and Shanequa Wilson. We love you. We preparing ourselves to receive what you have for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Amen. Now, with that being said, we'll see you guys. If you want to know what we're doing, just reach out to us in every area. Please don't forget about my book right here. It's called Take a Stand and Look Within. Go on YouTube. Go on Amazon,
Barnes and Noble,
anywhere books are sold. Just Google it. They'll tell you where the book is at. Take a Stand and Look Within, written by Shanequa Wilson. It will change your life. It talks about whatever's going on in the world today.
And it's talks about it. It's talking about right now.
Right now.
Good energy brings good money, guys. Remember that too.
So we thank you guys. I'll see you later.
God bless.